Welcome to the first video in a series about how to upgrade from Cencon 1.5 or lower to Cencon 4.1. Upgrading to Cencon 4.1 will ensure full functionality with Cencon Generation 2 locks and keys. In addition, several new features have been added, security has been enhanced, and the software optimized. In these 4 videos, I'll show you step by step, click by click, how to upgrade to Cencon 4.1. In this first video, we'll talk about system requirements, install a SQL database management system, gather important information, and back up the current database. Since you have an older version of Cencon, some of this may be unfamiliar. You'll need a computer with a Windows operating system. The supported operating systems are listed here. Additionally, you'll need 2 GB of RAM, 250 megabytes of hard drive space, and a USB 2.0 or higher connection. A powered USB connection is recommended for laptops. A PCIe card or Cencon keybox is required as well. Last but not least, a SQL database management system. For Cencon 4.1 to work, a SQL database management system must be installed. Examples are listed here. For these videos, we use Microsoft SQL Server Express 2008 and SQL Server Management Studio. For the rest of this first video, we'll gather some important information. Before we start, make sure you have the 4-digit company ID and a valid orange install key. It's crucial you have these in your possession. Run a report to find the total number of locks, keys, routes, and open logs from Cencon and CenBank systems.
After logging onto the computer with administrative rights, the first thing to do is check the date and time. Click the Start button, and then click on Control Panel. Once the Control Panel window opens, click on the Date and Time icon and verify the date, time, and time zone are correct. It's important to note that the date and time on the computer with Cencon installed must be within 15 minutes of the time on the SQL server. Otherwise, the Cencon software will not work. Let's check the operating system to see if it's 32 or 64-bit. Back again to the Control Panel. This time, click on System. Halfway down the page, you'll see System Type. When we install drivers for Cencon 4.1, we'll need to know whether the operating system is 32 or 64-bit. Let's perform a Windows update to be sure the operating system and database management system are up to date. Let's go back to the Control Panel window. Click Windows Update and click on Check Online for updates from Microsoft Update. If any updates were installed, restart the computer now.
Since we're importing Cencon data into a new SQL database, we need to back up the data from the old version of Cencon. Before you start this procedure, make sure all Centran and Cencon programs are closed.
The first thing to do is create a folder on the desktop to copy the database files. Right-click on the desktop, select New, then Folder. Rename the folder to an appropriate name. Double-click the folder and navigate to where the old Cencon software is installed. Copy all the files in this folder and paste them in the folder you just created. It's as easy as that.
That concludes our first video. You're now aware of the system requirements to run Cencon 4.1. You have collected information that will be used later in the upgrade process. In the next video, we'll show you how to install the ODBC connection.